Okay, we're on week 23 of 24. First pure exam has happened. Maybe you've come to my in-between Pure 1 and Pure 2 session, but if not, that is something you can get the recording of, and it's only £15 and could be good preparation for paper 2. So we're going to start off with part A. I'm not even going to look at this crazy diagram just now. We're just going to express 2 sine theta plus cos theta in the form r sine theta plus alpha. And we're going to find r and alpha. R is greater than 0 and alpha is in degrees between 0 and 90. And we'll do alpha to 2 decimal places. So we are doing 2 sine theta plus cos theta in the form r sine theta plus alpha. So we know that when you do the expansion for this is going to be r sine theta cos alpha plus r cos theta sine alpha. And then by doing the comparison here, we can see that the sine theta is next to a 2, which means the r cos alpha must be 2. So r cos alpha is 2. And then the cos theta that we have here, well, the coefficient of cos theta is 1, which must mean that the r sine alpha, this other part, must be equal to 1. So to find the value of r, we just do Pythagoras with those numbers, which is 2 squared plus 1 squared, or the square root of 5. And then to find the value of alpha, we do this one divided by this one, which gives us that tan alpha is equal to 1 over 2. So I shall do the inverse tan of a half in degrees mode, and we get 26.57 degrees to 2 decimal places. And it does want us to express it in that form, so I'm just going to write down that it is the square root of 5 sine of theta plus 26.57 for that first bit. Okay, then we've got this diagram that's here, and we've got these rectangles, C, D, and E, and we've got lots of measurements, and we've got this theta down here. Figure 4 shows the design for a logo that is to be displayed on the side of a large building. The logo consists of 3 rectangles, each of which is in contact with 2 horizontal parallel lines, line 1 and line 2. Rectangle D touches rectangles C and E as shown in the figure 4. Rectangles C, D, and E each have a length of 4 and a width of 2. The acute angle theta between the line L2 and the longer edge of each rectangle is shown in figure 4. In other words, it looks like the diagram. Given that L1 and L2 are 4 meters apart, show that 2 sine theta plus cos theta is equal to 2. So I'm going to concentrate, and I'm going to concentrate on a couple of different triangles, right? I'm going to add in this right angled triangle that we have over here, and we've got to do something about this distance between them being 4. So I'm going to try and find out what this distance is. And for this triangle, I know that the hypotenuse of that is 4 meters. I know I can see it here. I'm just writing it to make it really clear. And this is theta. And you should know from mechanics, this part will therefore be 4 sine theta. It's opposite the angle. So this is my 4 sine theta. Now I'm going to try and do the same thing with this triangle. And if I know what's going on with this triangle, and I can find out the length of this side, then I can say that these two things added together must be equal to 4, and hopefully that will get me to where I'm going to be working on. Now, if this angle is theta, this one would be 90 minus theta, and this is 90. That means this one here has to be theta. Okay, there's lots of different ways of thinking about this, but if this one is theta, that's 90 minus theta, that's 90, so that one must be theta that we have. And if this one is theta, and we know that this length that we have over here is 2, well then we know that this one which is adjacent to the side must be a 2 cos theta. So all of the work that I've done for that is on the diagram, and we're then going to just have to kind of write this down for this part. And I can just say, and you don't necessarily need this part, but I'm going to say as the distance between L1 and L2 is 4, we can see that it would be 4 sine theta plus 2 cos theta. 4 sine theta plus 2 cos theta is equal to 4. In other words, 2 sine theta plus cos theta is equal to 2, which was the thing that we wanted to show for this bit here. Given also that theta is between 0 and 45, solve this equation, giving the value of theta to 1 decimal place. So I think we're now going to have to replace this part that we worked on over here with this thing, and that's going to help us to solve it. So it is going to be, for part C, it's the square root of 5, the sine of theta plus 26.57 and that is going to be equal to 2. So it's this thing here has been replaced with this. So we then get that the sine of theta plus 26.57 is equal to 2 over the square root of 5. So I should do the theta plus 26.57, 2 divided by the square root of 5. I will do the inverse sine of that, and we get 63.43, blah, blah, blah. I'll subtract the 26.57, and we get that theta is 36, what did it want it to? To just one decimal place. So 36.9 degrees to 1 decimal place. And then we have this extra part of the question. It's quite a geometric question here. So rectangles C and D and E touch for a distance of h as shown in figure 4. Using your answer to part C, find the value of h, giving your answer to 2 significant figures. So we're just trying to find out now what this is that we've got right here. So I'm going to try and think how I can find this out. And it's quite tricky to kind of visualize what's going on. There's lots and lots of different ways of doing this. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and find out before I find h, I'm going to try and find out the length of this line that's in red. If I find this, I know that the whole thing is 4. So I can do 4, subtract the red line, and that will tell me what h is equal to. Now, I don't know if you can spot this, but I'm going to just quickly show you this with a highlighter. I have 2 parallel lines here and here, and I have a line that is crossing over like this, so I can tell what that angle is going to be, what this angle right here is, because they are z angles or alternate angles. So I know that that angle is going to have to be theta. And so now I've got another triangle like this, and I want to think about what I know. I don't know the length of this. I do know the size of theta. I've just used that I've just worked that out in the previous part. I know that the length of this side is 2. So I'm going to just draw this out. This is the length that I'm interested in finding out, this x part, or you can give it any letter you like, but I'm going to give it x. I'm just going to draw that triangle out for part D. So we had the x that was here, we had the theta, which is 36.9, and we had the 2, and obviously it was a right-angled triangle. Okay, so we had the 2, the x, and the theta. We're going to try and find out what x is equal to. So I can connect these together by using tan. So tan of the angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, which means that x is 2 over the tan of 36.9. And if we want to find out what h is equal to, it is 4 minus x. Let me just remind you of why that's true. This whole thing is 4, and we're removing x to find out what h is equal to. So h is going to be 4 minus x, which is 4 minus 2 over the tan of 36.9, and we're going to give that answer to 2 significant figures. I've already got the 36.9 on my calculator, so I'll do the tan of that, 2 divided by the answer, 4 minus the answer, and we get to 2 significant figures. H is equal to 1.3 meters to 2 significant figures. So let's double check we got all of this right. I knew the first part was probably going to be fine. I've got the square root of 5 and that the alpha was the 26.57. Then this is the one we did way 1. And then for this part, we got the 36.9 for this. And we did get the 1.3 for that last part that we had there as well. Okay. So I wonder if there's any other things I need to mention on that. I don't think so. There's lots of different ways of doing this. It was just, I think, an intimidating question because of that diagram. So this is the last one that we're going to be looking at for the final road to exams question, which will be obviously a question to help prepare you for the applied exam at the end of the maths exam season. And we've got a projectiles question to finish off with. Good luck with all your revision, and hopefully I'll see you in another live stream or a video sometime soon.